let's get excited. This is kickboxing level 1 out of 3. We're starting straight away with a little bit of a warm-up, stretching, then our workout and some post-stretch right afterwards. So start standing, feet hip-width apart, stand tall and proud, lift the chest, and then simply lift the knees all the way up to the chest. You want to start with your guard, knuckles or hands to the cheeks, elbows close to the chest, and now touch the outside of your heel with the outside hand. Do not hunch or crunch over. Standing tall, picking the chest up, straight forward gaze. And breathe deeply, letting that air in, letting that oxygen in. So great. What a lovely scenery. Here we go. Shoulder rolls, warming up our shoulders and arms. So stretch those arms out to the sides. Palms are facing upwards. There's no whistle sound here, so you just have to go for it. And then circle backwards. This is quite quick because we need our arms to be really warmed up. And then change side. So really small and fast circles. Circling forward, kind of quick. Keep those palms up, arms stretched out. Remember to breathe deeply into your belly. We're warming up. I know, sweat didn't start yet, but we're about to go for it. Squat pulses. So you want to start with your feet hip-width apart, toes slightly turn out. Then push your heels into the ground and push those hips back and down. Pulse it backwards and downwards without coming all the way up. Keep your back straight. You want to have your arms extended overhead with those thumbs facing backwards. Now keep those shoulders low. Release your trapezius. Engage your core. Pull the navel in. Keep it bouncy. Go low, low. Try to go a little bit lower. So we want to get those sweating started. The other way around. We want to start sweating. That's what we want to do. So warming up the body, picking the heart rate up, starting to sweat. Here we go. Next one up. Squat single knee Muay Thai. So again, squatting with your feet hip-width apart, toes slightly turn out. Then push those hips back and down, upper body stays tall. And then bring your hands to the outside of your hip while bringing the same knee up and front. So you want to push your kneecap forward while leaning your upper body backwards. You can see this here from the side. So the upper body is leaning backwards while the hands are pulling all the way to the hip. When you're squatting, you might want to bring your hands to your guard or all the way to the front, extending the arms overhead, thumbs are pointing upwards. Now keep the rhythm. Get a little bit faster, that's 2 more seconds. 1 more in. Saved by the bell. Last one before we start stretching. Single alternating lunges backwards. You can step a little bit closer. Feet parallel and then step backwards into a large lunge. Knees are 90 degrees. Shoulders are staying above your hips, so you're not folding forward. You don't want to use your thighs as your couch. You don't want to lay on your thighs. Arms are going contralaterally. Contralaterally. It's such a funny word to say when you're drunk, which I'm not. And now speed it up a little bit. There's 10 more seconds to go. You want to go low, all the way down until the knee almost touches the ground. Wonderful. A little bit of stretching, especially for the legs before we start kicking. We haven't done any kicking yet. So rotate all the way to the left into a high lunge position. Knee stays above your ankle. You want to move it forward and backwards. Stay dynamic. Then ground those arms, low lunge. Keep breathing. And then twist towards the bent knee. So you want to keep the right hand on the ground, opening the left hand all the way to the sky. Follow the hand with your gaze, turn the head. Keep pushing those hips down. Stay dynamic, stay mobile. Then bring the back leg in a little bit and folding forward. Single forward fold here on our left leg. Since we're doing a lot of kicking, we need our hamstrings and also these adductors, the inside of our legs, to be warmed up, otherwise it's gonna hurt. A little bit of pushing up, push up for the punches, 10 push-ups, feet or knees on the ground, navel is pulling in, narrow your hip points, go all the way to the ground, big range of motion. Count to 10 in your head, and once you're done, come back forward with the left foot and turn it all the way to the side. So adductor stretch inside of our legs. We need those for our side kicks. Bend the right knee, stretch the left leg out. Keep both feet firmly on the ground and stretch the inside of the right leg. Then come all the way into half sumo squat and pick your toes up. Turn those toes all the way to the sky. And change side. So you're bending the right knee, stretching the left leg out all the way. Stretching the adductors of your left leg this time. And then half squat, lowering down, turning those toes all the way to the sky. Pick the chest up, head above the chest, arms forward if you want to. And then we're turning all the way to the right side. Right leg is forward. High lunge. Right leg is forward, right knee above your right ankle, though you can keep it dynamic as we've learned all the way. This is number 12, by the way, so good stuff. Congratulations to all of you. You have gotten so far already, number 12. That's it. Stay persistent, stay consistent. Commit to this workout. I've missed the rotation, so low lunge rotation, and then folding forward onto your right leg, stretching the right hamstring a little bit more. And we're getting back into warm-up mode. Come into your plank position and knee runs in plank position or mountain climbers. 20, that's 10 each. Pick the knee to the front. If you can, knee comes all the way to the level of your elbows. Then right leg stepping forward, turn all the way to the center, roll it back up. We're all warmed up and stretched. Great one. Let's get into the workout. 3 pulse lunges. You know the drill from the warm-up. So we're starting with the feet hip width apart and stepping back, pulsing 3 times and coming back forward. So 3 pulses. Remember, chest is staying up, shoulders are above your hips. Now make the movement a little bit bigger and come lower. You're halfway through. Now if you want to engage those abs a little bit more, start rotating the upper body diagonally. So you want to bring the right arm to the front when the left knee is forward, and now rotate the shoulder towards the front knee. This will engage your oblique muscles and create those nice six packs. 3 pulse knees. So we're creating a little bit more tension here for our quadriceps. 3 pulses back and then 1 knee front. Hands to the guard, fingertips or knuckles to the cheeks. Remember to stay in squat position with your feet. So feet are hip width apart, toes slightly turned out, and now push those hips back and down. Keep a straight back all the way. Now if you want to increase, we're halfway through. Arms all the way extended, thumbs up, reaching the arms overhead. We can lose our guard every now and then. It's okay. Just drop your guard. See what's happening. So knees coming to the front, alternating, pushing the kneecaps front. Wonderful. Our first punches. Let's get into some hooks here. You might want to start with just rotating those legs. So wide stand with your feet. Now rotate onto the toe mounts. Pick those heels up and then rotate your hips. Arms follow. Picking the elbow up. So you want to watch your wristwatch. You want to watch your wristwatch. You want to watch out what time it is. So the elbow is at the same height as your wrist, with the wrist slightly turning towards your face. Knuckles front, and the elbows are right behind your knuckles for a great punch. Now remember to turn those hips, so the shoulders follow the hips, the arms follow the shoulders. Keep breathing. Great one. So let's jump this out a little bit. Boxer bouncing right and left. You might or you might not keep your arms in guard as you like it. Sometimes it's also nice to just relax those shoulders. Maybe turn those shoulders, roll the shoulders, shake the arms, whatever you want to do. You can play with this move. We're just relaxing our brains here a little bit while staying warm, staying jumpy. We're not really doing some jump punches or jumpy punches. We always staying with the feet firmly on the ground, so I can teach you the proper hip rotation so you're not hurting your back. But of course, if you are an intermediate or advanced kickboxer, do whatever you want with playing shadow boxing and shadow kickboxing with the bouncy jumps here. Double hook, so we're increasing the intensity, same thing. Start with the legs, so you want to do 2 turns with the heel lifting, turning on the balls of your foot. Then the hips turn, the elbows following, and we're doing 2 hooks right now. So the first one, of course, being a little milder than the second one being the real punch. So the first one is like an hello, here I am, you better listen, and the second one is you gotta now you feel me. Are you feeling me now? Yeah. So pull it all the way through. Remember, your elbows are at the height of your wrists. Remember to look at your watch. We're wearing 2 watches today. Keep turning those hips, keep turning the shoulder. Feet are parallel and just bounce it out again. We're doing some double jumps this time. So not just single jumping from left to right, but 2 bounces. And what I like doing also to get some side momentum is to get those arms into guard for the outside hand. Now you can play with directions, as I always like to do. You don't need to stay front. The movement is repetitive, so once you've had a glance on the video, you can start moving around, turning, moving diagonally backwards and forwards. So just play with it. It's just 2 bounces from one leg to the other. You can also imagine to do some rope skipping, some rope jumping. If you do have a rope, then go for it. Do some rope jumping here. It's all for a good cause, which is our mental and physical fitness. Doing some great functional workouts here, jab cross. So we're starting with the right leg front. Right leg is front, left leg is back. Now we're turning again the heels, we're turning on the toe mounts. And it's always the same thing. We're starting with turning those hips, then the shoulders are following. And now we're punching forward, all the way forward through the midline. And this time our palms are facing down, knuckles forward. So you just want to be punching really straight. Brace your core, protect your back by pulling the navel in, zipping those pants up, narrowing your hip points, and turn those shoulders and hips. Jump it out if you want to, a little bit of jumping. You can always pause the video if you need some stretching or a little bit more of a letting go. Otherwise, we're going for the left side front. And you can always start slow. So I recommend you to get the hip turn first without even adding the punches. So you want to be really comfortable in turning those hips, letting the shoulder follow. The shoulder follows the hip turning. And then you can throw those punches all the way through the midline, knuckles forward. Now, in case you're having a mirror or you just want to feel into your body, your toes, your knee, and your hip is always showing into the same direction. That's really important. Toes, kneecap, and hip showing the same direction. Yes. So we're increasing the intensity over these 1, 2, and 3 levels. So this is still level 1 for kickboxing. Let's do some cardio, just some jump and jack variation here. We're crisscrossing our legs front and back, and we're crisscrossing our arms up and down, or over and under. And if you want to release your forearms a little bit, then bend those hands or flex those hands. So you're going to push the walls away from you. Now, while crisscrossing those legs, make sure that the knees are always pointing slightly out. And this will protect your meniscus, your anterior ligament, medial ligament, basically protecting your knees from hurting the next day, which we don't want to. Now, let's come onto the ground. Let's work a little bit on the strength and punchiness of our punches. So we're doing 45 seconds of push-ups. Please start on your feet. Always start on the feet, even if it's just one push-up, and then lower down on the knees as soon as you have to, and then pull it all the way through, or push it all the way through. So we're having our fingers slightly pointing towards each other in a triangle. Elbows are out, and your hands are slightly further apart than your shoulder is wide. That's W-I-D-E. And then bring the chest all the way to the ground. We're always looking for full range of motion. So really bending those elbows and working on the range of motion of your shoulder girdle. Oh my God, you did it. That was 45 seconds of push-ups. I know you could do it. I knew you could do it. Okay, here we go. A little bit more challenging in terms of punches are the uppercuts. So again, let's start with the right leg forward, left leg behind. Start with turning those feet. So lifting those heels up, turning the knee, the hips at the same time, and let the shoulder follow. Now the punch comes from the bottom to the top, so the knuckles are facing upwards this time. And don't punch too far away from you. You want to punch in like a 45-degree angle in front of you and towards the sky or ceiling. We're basically aiming the chin of some shadow adversary. Come back to your guard and make sure to pull your arms back as quickly as possible as to cover your rib cage again with your elbows. Great one. Let's have a little bit of a kick here, kicking session. You can always pause the video, that's the beauty of it if you need to. So we're starting to balance on the left side. Then first, turn the knee and the foot outwards and lean over to the left side. And start kicking low, mid, high, while you're pulling your right hip up. So you're crunching your right waist. Right waist is crunching, you're making a little C shape with your upper body. And kicking the foot point, low mid height, it's your low mid height. So no worries if it's almost the same height, all 3 kicks. You decide what your low and mid and height is. Basically a balanced position and an oblique, a side belly workout. All right, here we go. Uppercut, this time left leg is front, right leg behind. So start again with lifting those heels and then turning foot, knee and hip at the same time. And get this feeling of the shoulders following the momentum of your hips. Then add the punches. Knuckles are facing to the sky or ceiling, 45 degrees to the front. Keep those elbows tight, pull them in as quickly as possible. Pull them back as quickly as you can, protecting your ribs, protecting your face. Knuckles are coming back to your cheeks. And now brace your core. We've been doing quite some rotations now, so your belly might start to get a little bit lazy. And pull the navel in, pull all the way through. Other side. Nice six-pack shaping side kicks here. So this is a roundhouse kick, our foot stays point. Now we're balancing on the right leg first. Right leg is balancing, turn the toes, the knee out, and then swing your upper body all the way to the right. Crunch your left waist, picking the left hip up. And now you should be in position to kick it as low, mid, and high. Don't worry for now about the arms. If you can keep them in guard, perfect. If they swing around, that's totally fine too. If you come into this fighting position here at some point, that's brilliant, but you don't have to. It's really about the balancing, about the side belly strengthening, and about these kicking legs here. Great one. And yeah, sometimes they just look awkward. Let's introduce a new exercise, the squat kick front. So this is a front kick. You could also call it a stomp kick because you're flexing the foot front and you're first pulling the knee up and then stomping the foot forward. So it's not just a leg raise, like a left leg lift or something. It's a knee and then a stomp kick forward. And same as you learned for those knee fronts, the squat knee fronts, the upper body is leaning backwards, kind of making space for the knee to come up, and also a little bit of an esquiva, so an avoiding any kind of counter-attack kind of situation. And the outer arm, if you want to, can move backwards, giving you more momentum for your front kick. Yeah, you're gonna love this one. We're gonna be back here, I promise. But first of all, let's do some side kicking here. So I hope your adductors are really warmed up. If you feel a little slight unwell-being in your adductors, pause the video, do some stretches. Otherwise, same position as for the roundhouse kicks. We're on our left leg, right leg is kicking. So left foot is turning out and knees turning out. Then pick the right hip up, crunch the right waist, and then stomp kick it to the side. Same movement here, we first bring the knee up and then we're stomping the foot all the way to the sides. So knee is coming first, kind of staying small, and then you're exploding outwards, becoming really, really big. That's kind of what's going on in your head, like small and then big explosion, stomp kicking to the side. At least that's what's going on in my head. Whatever works for you. So don't get this wrong, we're staying on the same side, we're just adding a knee. So it's the same thing, it's a stomp kick to the side, same thing, knees turn out, hips are picked up, knees coming up first, etc. But when the right leg is coming back down to the ground, you're picking the left knee up and bringing it back down to the ground. So there's a little bit of a seesaw movement going on here with the upper body. Please don't throw up. If you need to, don't throw up on the video. I mean, that's a big movement here and you might get a little bit dizzy, but keep it through, focus on your belly, focus on your core, and that will get you through it. We're still imagining being small and exploding like a star. Yes. Alright, let's get into the same adventure on the other side. So the right leg is our ground foot, our standing foot. Foot, knee is turned out. We're picking the left hip up, we're crunching the left waist, you know the drill. This is to protect the back. And we're kicking, stomp kicking to the sides. So you can make this really stable, like I'm doing here, or if you need to regain balance at some point, you can also do it a little bit slower. Most important is the body, the upper body is leaning to the right side, all the way to the right side, the upper body, and you're stomp kicking, which means the knee is coming up first, and then stomp kicking to the side. I know you can do it. I know you do it. You're doing great. Sure, you're doing great. All right. Level 2 of the stomp kick adventure is the stomp kick knee combination. So the same thing, if you need a pause, of course you can always have one, then pause the video for 40 seconds, and then come back to your stomp kick with the left leg, and then a knee up with the right knee. Upper body is flying from center to the right side to make space for your left leg to kick it all the way to the sides. So however this looks, this must feel great. This must feel really agile, mobile, flexible, big range of motion here, full extension to the side, big explosive movement. So you're starting small and then you're exploding. I know you love it, like I do. Hey, hey. All right, oh my God, we're already at core work. So we're here, push-ups, hold. This is a new movement. Hold means we're holding. And I really mean it. So, and this is not even a still image. I'm really doing it. So we're starting on our feet as always. And as soon as you have to, then drop all the way down onto your knees. Elbows up, close to your rib cage. So this is a triceps push-up hold. Hands are underneath the shoulder. Fingers are pointing to the front. Elbows are pointing to the back, very close to your rib cage. Now pull those shoulder blades down and towards your spine. The shoulders are pulling away from the ear. Pull the navel in, narrow your hip points. Stay like a steady plank. This is gonna get strength into your punches. Now get back up. I'm so sorry. No core work today. We're just having 2 more exercises to go and then we're already stretching. Yeah. See, always a surprise for you. So these back kicks are also adding a knee. So we're starting with the right leg kicking and the left knee coming to the front. So first of all, balance on your left foot and start with kicking backwards. You can continue kicking backwards until you feel the urge, need, or confidence to come up with the left knee. Confidence is good. So lean forward with the upper back parallel to the floor while kicking backwards. This is to protect your back. And this again is a stomp kick. So the knee is coming up first and then stomping with a flat foot backwards. This is good for the glutes, so shaping the butt. Let's do this on the other side. So start with the back kicks, back stomp kicks. And then once you feel the confidence and the balance, do the right knee up as well. So left stomp kick, knees coming up first, then stomp the flat foot backwards while the upper body is leaning forwards. So really you have to come down with the chest. Don't be scared, you're not gonna fall. And don't worry too much about those arms. You can keep them in guard if you can. And if they're just flying around, that's also totally fine. This is a glute workout and a core workout. So the faster you go, the more your core muscles will have to work in order to stabilize the whole body. So the faster we go, the more core. Great one. This is just a great workout for confidence. I always found that kickboxing is actually a confidence thing, giving you self-esteem, self-trust, making you feel stronger. Alright, let's come down sitting onto the ground. We're stretching our hamstrings to give them a little bit of a rest and also to prepare our legs for the other sessions coming up. So start with the right leg straight and the left knee bent in diamond position, and flex the right knee and flex the right foot and pull yourself towards the right thigh. Then inhale and lift up all the way onto the right knee. Arm is spiraling backwards and sideways. So we're doing this a couple of times on the same side, and you just do however you feel like. Let me change this music. There we go. So you can either just lift and push the hips forward and just lean sideways a little bit, or if you're feeling like the full-on back bend, pushing the hips forward, contracting the glutes, you can also go into a little bit of a back bend here. Make sure that your head is aligned with the spine so that you always consider your head as a part of your spine. So wherever the spine goes, the head just flows in the same direction, like this beautiful water here flowing, this beautiful blue water flowing. Let's do this a few more times. You might get deeper into your hamstring stretch. Make sure you exhale when you stretch all the way onto your thigh, and inhale when lifting, side bending, or even slightly back bending. Then come onto the other side. So the left leg is straight now. Yes, clean those hands if they've been dirty and on the ground. I absolutely do recommend working out outside, even for stretches. You might want to cover yourself with a jumper or put some longer shorts on, because this outside air, fresh air, it's just so healthy when you work out, getting enough oxygen. And especially with what's going on indoors with what, you just prefer to be outdoors. So same thing, exhale and lean over your straight leg, trying to turn the belly button onto your left thigh. It's not so much the chest coming forward, but really the belly button, and the chest just naturally follows. So you don't want to be rounding the back while stretching. You do want to try to lengthen your hamstrings from the heel to the sit bone, and the back just naturally follows. Then inhale, lifting on the right knee. You decide if you want to do a back bend here, going full on, or just a side bend. And you might wonder by now why I am stretching so much in this HIIT series, and this is mostly because I realized that stretching is half the workout for really feeling not just toned and strong and having these afterburn effects and feeling really warm and great and powerful in our body, but also the range of motion and flexibility is really important to feel at ease, to be able to move in all kinds of directions without being restricted in our own body. So that's the other half of this workout, is benefiting from all the warmth and elasticity that we've created during the workout, and then bringing in some great stretches to get you not just this toned feeling, but also this feeling of freedom in your body and flexibility. Freedom to do whatever you want to do in your body. Side stretches coming up here. So start with your feet parallel, cross one leg back and lean over to that very same side. Again, make sure your head is aligned with the spine. And I'm using punches here just because of the theme of the workout, but you can use just as much a relaxed hand leaning over your head to the side, creating the nicest and biggest C shape ever. A little bit of a chest stretch, so that's the easy version. Easy version is just opening these arms to the side, palms facing up, thumbs up facing backwards. And I'm saying easy version because everyone should be able to do this. But of course you can also interlace your hands behind your back and increase the chest stretch a little bit. However, I do want you to not hunch forward. If you're interlacing your hands behind your back, make sure your chest stays up, your shoulder girdle is still sitting on your ribcage, and your shoulder blades are flowing down your upper back. Keep the gaze up, lift the chin, lift the chest, stand broad and tall. Great one. Let's have some bicep stretch. That's pressing the right hand forward. Not getting ahead of myself here. So right hand is pressing forward with creating some resistance with the left hand. So if you have wrist problems, you want to be easy on your wrist here, maybe not flexing the hand all the way 90 degrees, but just a little bit, extending the triceps, and then change sides. Biceps. This is supposed to be bicep stretch. So we're extending the left hand front, height of the shoulder, contracting the triceps a little bit just to let go of the biceps a little bit more. Changing music. There we go. And let go. Another important stretch here for the triceps. This is kind of the exercise that we all know to figure out how flexible we are in our shoulder girdle. So first of all, place your right hand between your shoulder blades. And this is already giving you an indication how far you want to go today. So you might just want to hold your elbow with the other hand, trying to slightly push the hand a little lower. But maybe you like grabbing the hand from underneath. You don't have to do this. It sometimes puts the other shoulder in a very awkward position, and it's actually not necessary. What you can do to increase the stretch though is, as I'm doing here, leaning sideways and even crossing the same side leg back. This is just as good as a tricep stretch, as doing these, putting a knot into yourself and putting the left shoulder into an awkward position. Then change sides and place the left hand in between your shoulder blades. Just push the shoulder down and push the hand further down between your shoulder blades. You should already feel a stretch in your armpit, on the back of your arm and the triceps. And if you want to increase the stretch, of course you can grab from underneath, or you can lean sideways, pushing the elbow up and to the side like a huge C, and then crossing the same side leg backwards. And this is getting a little bit more stretch into our rib cage. Feels like a little bit of more of a full body stretch since we're here. Let go. Let's do the legs. We've done the upper body, now let's do the lower body. Starting with the quads, quadriceps. So balance on your left leg, then grab your right ankle. You want to keep your thighs parallel, both knees are next to each other. Then bend the left knee some, push the hip forward and extend the left leg again, while keeping the foot in the same position. Now contract the glutes slightly, this increases the stretch, and let it go. A short stretch here, it's enough. But you can always do these hamstring stretch even during the workouts that follow if you feel like you want to give your quads a little bit of a break. So grab the left leg, both thighs parallel, both knees parallel. Try to grab the ankle rather than grabbing the toes, so just you don't overstretch on your foot. We want to stretch the legs, not the lower leg. And let go. We're folding forward all the way, forward fold, bend the knees, roll forward, and let everything hang right down, even your ponytail. Now you can always bend the knees if you feel that your back is taking a little toll here. So that takes the pull out of the back, bending those knees, or if you're fine with it, then keep the knees straight, pushing the heels into the ground, pulling both sitting bones up. Now if you want to stay dynamic, you can bend the knees some and then stretch it out. Or you might want to interlace the elbows, swinging a little bit sideways. Or you might want to grab, as I'm doing here, the ankles, trying to get a little bit closer. Then bend the knees, roll up. We're doing one last one, standing for our buttock stretch. Oh yeah, we do need to stretch our butts at some point. And here we go. Figure 4 stretch, standing. Balance on your left leg first, cross the right leg over, knees turn outwards, foot is flexed. And if you have some energy left in your upper body, in your arms, extend those arms into V position, thumbs pointing backwards. And if not, don't worry, you can just hold on to your legs or hold on to a wall or something else, like a tree. Holding on to trees is great. Then change side, balance all the way on the right leg. Bend the left knee is pointing outwards. Flex the left foot, just flex the knee. And now sitting back until you feel a slight pull in your left butt cheek. This is a piriformis stretch. Since we've been doing a lot of squats and kicks and side kicks, we do need to stretch this one. Now stretch it out here. I hope you enjoyed our kickboxing level 1. There's 2 and 3 to come, and I hope I'll see you there. Great job, good job. Let's have some drinks and see you all next time.